In the sunniest corner of Meadowbrook, where the flowers bloomed brightest and the birds sang the sweetest songs, lived a little boy named Leo. Leo was known for his kind heart and his quiet smile. He loved drawing colorful dragons, building towering castles with his blocks, and sharing his cookies with everyone, even the squirrels in his backyard. His world was full of vibrant colors and happy little adventures. One day, a new family moved in next door. Their son, a boy named Max, was a bit older than Leo. At first, Leo was excited. He imagined having a new friend to share his drawings with, maybe even someone to help him build an even bigger castle. He baked a batch of his famous chocolate chip cookies and brought them over. But Max didn't smile. He just snatched a cookie and slammed the door. Leo felt a small, gray cloud form over his sunny day. The next day at the park, Leo was drawing in his sketchbook when Max and his friends appeared. "What's that baby drawing?" Max sneered, grabbing the sketchbook. The other boys laughed. Max flipped through the pages, making fun of every dragon, every castle, every colorful creation. "This is junk," he said, and tossed the book into a muddy puddle. Leo's heart felt like it had been stomped on. Tears welled in his eyes, but he held them back, his throat tight. He just picked up his ruined sketchbook and ran home, the laughter of Max and his friends chasing him all the way. The gray cloud above him grew bigger and darker. From that day on, things got worse. At school, Max would knock Leo's books out of his hands in the hallway. During lunch, he'd whisper mean things just loud enough for Leo to hear. "Look at Leo's funny shoes," or "Leo is such a crybaby." Each word was like a tiny, sharp stone hitting Leo's heart. The vibrant colors in Leo's world started to fade. He stopped drawing his dragons. His block castles stayed in their box. The cookies he once loved to bake now seemed tasteless. He started making excuses to avoid going to the park or playing outside. He felt small and invisible, and the gray cloud followed him everywhere, casting a shadow on everything he did. Leo was scared. He thought if he just ignored Max, maybe he would stop. If he pretended he didn't hear the mean words, maybe they wouldn't hurt so much. But silence was not a shield. It was like a fertilizer for the bullying, helping it grow bigger and stronger. The gray cloud became a heavy, dark storm cloud, and Leo felt lost in the rain. He felt completely alone. His smile vanished, and his once bright eyes looked sad and tired. His mom and dad noticed the change. "Leo, sweetheart, is everything okay?" his mom would ask, her voice full of concern. "You seem so quiet lately." Leo would just shake his head and mumble, "I'm fine," because he was afraid that talking about it would make it even worse. He worried they would think he was weak or that he was a tattletale. One afternoon, Leo was sitting on the school steps, waiting for his dad to pick him up. Max walked by and tripped him on purpose. Leo fell, scraping his knee and scattering his homework all over the wet ground. That was the final drop that made the storm cloud burst. As his dad pulled up, he saw Leo sitting on the ground, tears streaming down his face, his papers soaked and his knee bleeding. His dad rushed over, his face etched with worry. "Leo, what happened? Are you hurt?" he asked, gently helping him up. In the safety of his dad's arms, Leo couldn't hold it in anymore. The whole story came pouring out: the sketchbook, the mean names, the tripping, everything. He sobbed and sobbed, letting out all the fear and sadness he had been holding inside for so long. His dad hugged him tight and listened to every single word. He didn't interrupt. He just held him, and for the first time in a long time, Leo felt a tiny ray of sunshine break through the storm clouds. When Leo finished, his dad looked him straight in the eyes and said, "Leo, I am so proud of you for telling me. You did the bravest thing you could possibly do. You are not weak. You are incredibly strong for speaking up. And let me be very clear. What Max is doing is wrong. It is never, ever okay for someone to make you feel small or scared. And you are not alone in this. Not anymore. Mom and I are right here with you, and we are going to fix this together. The next morning, Leo's parents went with him to school. They met with his teacher, Ms. Gable, and the school counselor, Harrison. Leo was nervous, but holding his dad's hand gave him courage. He quietly told them what had been happening to Ms. Gable and Mr. Harrison listened with serious, kind faces. "Thank you for being so brave and telling us, Leo," said Harrison. "Bullying has no place in our school. We are going to take this very seriously and make sure you feel safe here." They called Max and his parents into the office. Harrison talked to Max about how his words and actions were hurting Leo. He explained that true strength isn't about being mean or making others feel bad. It's about being kind, respectful, and brave enough to do the right thing. Max's parents were shocked and very disappointed. They had a long talk with Max about empathy and the consequences of his actions. It wasn't like magic. Max didn't become Leo's best friend overnight. But things started to change. Max had to apologize to Leo, and he meant it this time. The school kept a close eye on things, and the bullying stopped completely. The heavy, dark storm cloud above Leo finally drifted away, and the sun came pouring back into his world. Slowly but surely, Leo started to feel like himself again. He took out his sketchbook and began to draw the most magnificent, fire-breathing dragon he had ever created. He built a castle that was taller than he was. He started sharing his cookies again, and his smile returned, brighter than ever. He learned a very important lesson. Staying silent when you're being heard only lets the darkness grow. Speaking up is like turning on a light. It takes courage, but it's the only way to chase the shadows away. He realized that his real power wasn't in being quiet, but in using his voice. He also learned that asking for help from a trusted adult, a parent, a teacher, a counselor, is a sign of great strength. Leo's story reminds us all that kindness is a superpower. It's about standing up for yourself and for others in a safe way. If you ever feel like Leo did, lost in a storm of mean words or actions, please remember you are not alone. Talk to someone you trust. Your voice is powerful, and you deserve to live in a world full of sunshine. Thank you for watching our story today. We hope it helps and inspires you. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next story. We create content like this too. Help kids and adults navigate life's challenges with courage and kindness. See you next time.